All right, welcome to the Tuesday night Superstars of Business call. And if you notice, we are not in the now. We are in, as Mr. Stephane Page would say, the future. So the backdrop tonight and what we're going to talk about is the future. Because, there's
Ronnie and Mr. B.
Hello, Ronnie. And then, Ant, I'm going to have you, can you mute people as they come in without muting Stephane? We're going to figure this out. So I am so excited to have Stephane here. He's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I absolutely adore following him on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And tonight we're going to talk about the future because, there is network marketing 1.0. There is network marketing 2.0. And then there is RX at New Age, omni-channel. The future is all ours. And there's absolutely, we've been doing a series, Stephane, on the master trainers, those who give of themselves to teach and to train us. And one of the things that really caught my eye was Forbes magazine had an article that said one of the reasons to get into network marketing is because you can receive an Ivy League level of education while you build a business. And so, and I'm finding that is true. I mean, there's so much you can learn. But this is my question to you. You live in Canada, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
You live on a lake, is that correct?
That's right.
And sometimes it freezes over.
Oh, it does, certainly.
Sometimes you get snowed in.
We can do what?
Do you ever get snowed in?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But you have a team in US. You have a team in Mexico. You have a team in Korea. So I have a question for you. Are you ready? I really worked hard on this.
Okay.
Merci. Comment les faire? Alors tu n'aurais culpa à moi. Did I even get close?
Whoa. Well, you need to work a little bit more. You have to repeat that.
So for those of you who don't speak Canadian French with a Spanish accent, my question was, how do I speak to somebody? You have Korean, Spanish. I mean, you spoke to me in Spanish, just floored me. You didn't even speak English when you started your RX business. How can you run a global business, speak so many languages without even knowing the language and be so successful?
I would say it's really about, first of all, you need to have the desire to build internationally, okay? Because it's easy to just say, oh, I'm just going to build another market. But you have to have a strong desire for that. And for many years, I've been dreaming of owning a global company, a global business, because one of our dreams was to travel the world, different cultures, discover different parts of the planet. But isn't it best when you actually have friends, people you work with in other countries, that they can take you around, show you the best places, and really enjoy your trip, not just as a tourist, but just as a local? So I had that desire to do that. And so I grew up speaking French. And I knew that if I wanted to build a global business, I needed to speak English. That's kind of the base for being able to travel around the world. So you guys already have that. You master it. So you can go ahead and build it anywhere you want.
Well, in the 1700s, it was French that was the dominant language.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So what happened is when RX got started, when this company got started, it was in the US. Canada was not yet officially open. We were able to enroll, get products. It was taking us, like, our authorship was sent we were waiting 3 weeks to get our products. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to build here. I'm going to build in other markets. That's going to be easier than just translating everything all the time. So that's what I did. I initially started to learn English. And then from there, I started to build using technologies in, connecting with people in other markets. That's why we're talking about the future, because I believe 2020, and you're, living proof of that. Every one of us have experienced this, where I think we've been pushed into the future much faster. We were going there anyway, in terms of how we communicate with each other, how we stay in touch with each other, how we work. Right, a lot of people now work from home, and so all these technologies have been pushed us basically to work from different places. So if you're not catching on it, you're going to be left behind. So we have to catch on this. So so as far as your question, so how did I build in other markets, even if I didn't speak the language? So you talked about South Korea. We are the ones who opened Indonesia, right, this year. And so how did we do that? It takes one person. And until you find that one person that is the key person that's going to grow the business, you got to work and find someone who finds someone. You keep on going and you keep on going. And then you'll find a person who's as motivated as you are. And they can build with or without you. And that's the key. And even locally, that's what you should do. Now, the disadvantage with building international is you don't have that strong connection with people. You don't meet them in person. There's a trust factor that needs to be built. It takes time. So I would say there's a lot more effort, a lot more people they have to go through in order to find the one and build that trust. But it's doable. Now, the advantage is they are very independent, because you're not there all the time. You work on different time zones. So they have to be relying on themselves, not on you. So that's the good thing. So you don't have to be there supporting and doing all the trainings and webinars and everything for them. They're learning to do it by themselves. So
isn't that what makes a good network marketer, is the ability to work independently, as well as in a team?
Yes, and even, like even here locally, I never looked at my upline as the person that should do everything. I took charge, right? I said, okay, we don't have a training call every week. Well, let's set up one. And so, we start to do things to be without really knowing. You step into the leadership role, and that's how you grow even faster. So you have to do that, even locally.
So you basically look to duplicate yourself.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's not always easy, right? Because you set high standards. I've ran traditional businesses, and I've never been really good at hiring employees and keeping employees, because I have my standards, and I'm going to work really hard in my business. I'm going to show up when I don't feel like it. And if the employees don't show up, well, too bad. That was your last day, right? So it's just, I have these high standards. Whereas in this business, everyone is his own or her own business owner. I don't run them. I don't control their time. So the good thing I love about this business is it allows me to work with those who ask for help, who are the go-getters, who are in the action, who are doing the things. The other ones, they don't bother me. they don't. And when I say bother, I love to be bothered, because it shows me that they're doing stuff, right? So the cream of the crop rises to the top. And so you get to be at some point surrounded with just the best of the best. because they are the ones who are the movers and shakers, and they're doing stuff and they're on top of things and they're trying to learn and they're trying to correct and adjust and get better. So I love this industry for that reason.
So you are kind of, you're a forerunner. You were using technology before COVID. So while all of us were going, what do I do? You had already established a method and a brand on social media.
Yeah, we already had the way to build. We already had that in place. So what actually happened in our business, as most of you probably know, is we have what we call matching bonuses, which means the people you help and you work with, you get a percentage of the money they make, right? So it's a match of their income to a percentage. So just to give you an example, because of COVID, from January to the summer, our matching bonuses multiplied by 5. Why? Because our people were just cranking up the numbers, building faster, bigger, because they were already used to using technologies to build. But now there was a lot more attention on social media because people had time. They were surfing, they were looking for stuff. There's that part. And the other part was lots of people were looking for ways to earn income online. And so we showed up, we were already there. We already knew what we were doing. So it really helped us, push the business much faster.
So we are getting ready to make the next leap into the future. So we are going from, okay, so this is the Millennium Falcon. This is the future, according to those of you who are a little bit younger than me. For those of us who are Star Trek, and I do have a Star Trek thing too, we're going from warp 5 to warp 7. The next dispensation of this business is the omni-channel, which is commerce actually doing what you're doing, but associating a monetary value to that, not just in the back office, but actually on the internet. How are you training your people? What would you say to somebody here who's saying, I may want to take a look at this. Where do I start? What do I do?
Mm-hmm. I think it's the key is to be authentic. You don't want to become someone else. You don't want to copy others. You want to be who you are. And you want to act the way people act on social media. And so how they act, they share things. They connect with others. They communicate with each other. They contribute, engage with the content of others. So you want to keep doing that. Now, through those activities, and you're going to be a little bit more intentional when you do it, okay? Because now you're not just doing it for the fun of it. You're paying attention to who you want to connect with, who you want to engage with. That could be a person you want to work with, become a partner with, or maybe they could benefit from your product. So you're going to be a little bit more attentive to who you want to engage with. So that's the only thing you're going to do there. But the other part is you're going to start to share once in a while some of the things you do online. Like, for example, right now, all of you should take a picture with your phone of your computer on this webinar. And the reason is you can use that, post it on social media, and engage a conversation with people. Because you post that on either on your wall in your newsfeed, or you can post it in your stories, and then people see it, and you can engage with them. Hey, have you ever thought of starting a business online, right? And so you're able to engage conversation. But the key is you don't want to transform your social media account into a commercial account. And that's the big problem I see a lot of people make is they join a business like ours and suddenly their wall is plastered with all the products. And then they start to annoy their friends. Their friends I mean, if you're looking to buy a product, where do you go? You typically go probably on Google and you search for that product. If you go on Facebook, it's not to search for a product, it's to be social, it's to be entertained. So you need to keep that portion, and that's where network marketers shine if we do it right. It's because our business is a people person. It's a relationship building type of a business. So we're good at social media. Now, how many companies like Nike or others are trying to get their space and using social media, but the problem is they have no personality. They have, like, it's a brand. Whereas we market what? We market products, but mostly people are attracted to us, to what we do. And especially they're attracted to an experience. And that's what we do. And we've been doing for years in network marketing. It's all about sharing your own experience with something you enjoy. And if you look where people are moving nowadays, is when they're trying to buy a new cell phone, they're going to ask their friends, which cell phone do you recommend? Why? And now all their friends are commenting, you should get the new iPhone 12, you should get the new Samsung, whatever. And so there's all these opinions, and now they can make their own opinion based on their friends telling them what to do. So if the opinions of your friend are so important, well, shouldn't you build a business around that and do it properly? So use social media, be social, engage with people. Once in a while you sprinkle. So that would be like 20% of the time you sprinkle you using the product. You just create some curiosity. You reach out to people on that, people who engage, who like, comment. And so that's the way I would encourage people to do it, instead of just, that's the problem, is they're going to start to post pictures of the products, pictures of all of them using the products, opening their box. That's fine, but don't go overboard. Remain social.
So it's kind of like a new network marketer before COVID, and we would have parties, and a new network marketer will kind of regurgitate on people everything about the product, where it comes from, what it's doing, and rather than saying, hey, how do you like my new car? It goes to 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds because I saw Robin do it.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, is what you're saying. We need to do that.
It is. And also, now, if you were to build offline, what do? You make a names list of all your friends, right? And then you say, I'm going to call them and I'm going to go and meet with them. Well, you're on social media, you're already connected with 100, 200, 300 friends. They are there. You don't have to make the list. The list is already made. It's there. So now it's just a matter of making a post and just reconnecting. So for example, it doesn't have to be about the business, because tomorrow, let's say you make a names list. Are you going to call everyone? Let's say you haven't talked to Sally in 3 years. Are you going to call her up and say, hey, Sally, I have a new opportunity to present to you? No, you're going to catch up with her, right? You're probably going to, say, let's go have coffee, right? Just catch up. You're not going to introduce your business, whatever, just reconnecting. Then through the conversation, she may talk about her job and stuff, and you're probably going to call her back maybe a couple days later. Hey, Sally, it was great talking to you the other day, and you actually mentioned about your job, and it got me thinking, and it got me thinking because I've been working on a project, and I thought maybe that would be something that could help you. I don't know. Would you be open? So then that would make sense to do it this way. So on social media, it's the exact same thing. You make a post, people engage, not a business post, just a post with your family, your friends, your kids, whatever. And then people start to comment or like, and you see a like, Sally is there. You say, oh boy, Sally, wow, it's been such a long time. We haven't talked. How have you been? Do the exact same thing with social media, but it's just easier. Because it's harder to pick up the phone and call every single one on your list. But when you're on Facebook or Instagram and DM them, send them a private message. I mean, it's much easier. And you can use the voice message, and then you can invite, hey, let's do a video call. Boom, you connect, you chat. You do the exact same thing as offline. It's no different. It's just the tools are a little bit different.
Okay, so that's the key that I hear. You do the exact same thing online as you would do in your living room.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a takeaway. Everybody write that down. Because I think a lot of people, and people who may be on this call and are saying, do I want to do this, are saying, oh, do I have to learn a whole new skill set? What you're saying is, no, you're using the same skill set. You're using the same relationships. You're just using a different platform.
Yes, and to give you another example, you say, how do I connect with new people? How do I find new prospects? Well, if you're offline, what do? You may go subscribe to a membership at a gym. You may go to the Chamber of Commerce. You may, so you go to a place that you enjoy, an activity maybe you enjoy, and you get to meet other people. So what do you do online? You go to maybe a Facebook group. So an example, last week we went to Mexico. We love to travel.
I saw that. I wanted to go with you.
So I'm in Facebook groups for travel. So I went into these travel groups and I see people posting, and some people ask about, oh, how is it in Dominican Republic? And have you, one of you went to Mexico lately? I'm planning a trip in November. And then what do you think I do? I go and comment. Absolutely, I'm actually going there. And if you want, I'll record a little video to show you how it's, what happened. So a bunch of people started comment, right? And so those people, I go and look at their profile. I see, are they the kind of people that, like, do they post weird stuff that I don't align with? Or are they the kind of people I'd like to be friends with? Okay, good, yes, boom, add them as a friend. And then I send them a message. Hey, thanks for your comment on the travel group. So you're saying you're going in November. And so which area are you going into? I'm going to be in Playa del Carmen or whatever. And so we started to talk. And next thing you know, like there's one lady, for example, so she was asking me about that. And she says, yeah, I canceled my trip last spring. I said, oh, I totally understand you. We canceled 7 trips this year. She says, 7 trips. Yeah, that's, my business allows me to travel. That was one of the things we dreamed about. So now we have a business online and we're able to travel. But 7 trips, it's crazy. Where were you going? So she replied back, she says, you must be rich, or you must do something really cool. And I say, yeah, I do something really cool, but where were you going? And so I'm going back and forth, switching and, teasing, but asking her back another question. And so we're going back and forth. And next thing you know, I say, well, if you love to travel, you should do what I do. He says, what is it that you do? Well, I work online, and I actually, have a couple videos I can show you, and you can take a look and see if that would be something you'd be interested in. But is that the main reason you'd like to work online, or is it to travel? Or you have other reasons? I said, well, I've got kids, and so we got to talk. Next thing you know, she's been reviewing information. We're in the follow-up right now, and so so we'll see what happens. But easy, because I love travel, love to talk about it. Been sharing stuff with her, and so just do the things you would do offline to find people. You do the same thing online. It's no different. It's just, again, yes, the platform.
So what particular videos do you use?
Yeah, so I would say the teaser videos, we recorded our own before RX come up with the new ones they launched, right? The new, like, quick teaser video. The one I'm talking about on the opportunity?
Yes.
So these videos, they have the 2 first ones, love them. So those are the ones that our people are using now. And so before that, we created our own, but now we don't have to use those because those are, the corporate ones are even better. So those are just the teasers. So I would say, hey, I'll just send you these 2 quick videos, just a few minutes each. It just gives you an overview, a little bit of what we're doing. It doesn't go into all the details, but if after that you say, hey, I'm interested to learn more, then I'll show you more. And then it would be like an opportunity webinar. And I've done a presentation that you've seen about the opportunity a few months ago. And so that's something like that. You just present the opportunity, and we have those presentations all the time. So I record those. I rarely do live opportunity presentation. I just do one, I record it, boom, it's done, then I use that one. And so
so your follow-up, instead of having an active live Zoom like we do, we have live Zooms the team has Zoom every night of the week. Tuesday, you get me. So you actually use your recorded Zooms.
Yeah. I've done the live ones, and they're okay. Some people prefer that, but personally, I just prefer recorded ones because I just don't have to depend on a date, on a time, or they're ready to watch now. Boom, here's the recording. Click on it. They watch it. That's it. So in 9 years in this company, in this business, I've done an opportunity presentation probably, I would say maybe 5 times max, like something like that. I don't remember exactly the numbers, but that's it. So I haven't done an opportunity presentation many times. I just do it, boom, record, it's over.
And then I keep calling you up saying, hey, Stephane, will you do this for me? Hey, Stephane, will you get on here for me?
That's okay. That's okay. I can do that too. You can see.
Well, I was the kid who chewed gum and talked in class. So I kind of like, I'm one of those, like the interrelationship thing.
The one thing that for example, we got these people that joined in Indonesia. The one thing I'm not going to do is change their system. They already use a system they're accustomed with. It's working. Keep on using that. If you want to see what I do, I say, okay, you do it. You take what I do. You personally do it. Don't implement it at large. Just do it. Start to use it. Get results. See if it's better than what you're doing. If it is, get a couple of your key leaders to do it. Create results. Bring the numbers back to your team, and then say, okay, this is the new system. And then you teach it and you build with it. Otherwise, that would be crazy, because you would change something that already works, and then it confuses everybody. And then some are frustrated. They want to use the other ones. And so you don't have real data that shows that it's better. So, if you do webinars, boy, you got a great business. It's working. You're making a paycheck every week. So, and sometimes we think, oh, it's because he's got this crazy video, or it's really about the number of people that I've talked to, right? It's just, I'm out there connecting with people, and then our team is connecting with people. And so in the end, it's getting in personal momentum, and then your team gets in momentum. And that's how all of this happens.
So the one thing I find from, we're doing the leader series, and it's always kind of like, why reinvent the wheel? If something is working, don't reinvent what is already working.
Yeah.
But the one thing I hear from every leader is it's about the numbers.
Yeah.
The more people you talk to, the more results you will have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I do. I do, but I would say I would add to it.
Okay.
So, because I've done the numbers before, and I've been in this business for 16 years part-time, because I couldn't make enough money to go full-time. I was really struggling in the business. I couldn't find people. I was trying to invite, nobody wanted to look. I tried to recruit people, nobody wanted to join. It was just awful. So I was doing the numbers. So I would say there's 2 things. One is, yes, the mindset. That is critical. You need to have the right mindset to be optimistic, but also be certain about what you're doing. And you build that through listening to stories of people who've made it. You hear their stories, boy, they had it harder than me, and so you start to believe that it could probably happen for you too. You go to events, you get training, like all of that builds up your confidence and your mindset. So when you talk to someone, what you're offering is something really good. Now, the other thing I would say is the skills, because you can do a lot of the numbers, but if you're doing it wrong, then it's discouraging. It takes a lot of effort and you're not comfortable with it and you don't have technique. And so it's just hard. So for me, I had the right mindset. I didn't have the right techniques. And that is when I reached out to my partner now, which is Tim Sales. And I told him, teach me what to say or how to say it. And he taught me the inviting formula. All right. And so how to greet someone, how to get them to open up and talk to you, and so then how to invite them, how to close to action, like all these steps. So I learned them. I learned how to handle questions, objections. There's a formula. It doesn't matter the objection. If you know the formula, you can handle any objection. Not that you're going to solve them all, but you have the pattern. You're going to have greater results than if you don't follow the pattern. So I've learned those. It didn't take a long time. All right, 16 years. I could have skipped all of that in a matter of 1 year. Would have learned everything I needed, and I would have success. But I needed the skills. So if you go through the numbers, and you don't have the skills, then yes, it is discouraging. So, but yes, you will, through the numbers, eventually learn a couple of things along the way, get better. But if you're being taught the skills, it just shortened the learning curve. So I would say skills with the numbers, with the right mindset, that's powerful.
Well, that leads right in. I mean, we couldn't have scripted this better, Stephane. That leads right into the fact that whoever invited you on this call, number one, we are kind of a huge family here, all the way from Quebec. Did I say it right? I'm working on it.
Quebec.
Quebec. I'm working on it. Marlene is trying to teach me. Okay, so I'm working on it. All the way to Mexico, to South Korea, wherever it is. We're a family. We work together. But the other thing is the skill set. And, network marketing 1.0 and 2.0 was, hey, make yourself a list, give everybody a call, and I'll call you at the end of the month and see how you do. We don't do that here. And to show you that, I would like to share my screen with you very quickly. And as Stephane was talking, it's about a skill set. And how do we learn the skill set? Well, this month, in November 11th through 17th, write it down, November 11th to 17th, not only will we help you start your business, but we have a 7-day recruiting challenge with Mr. GoPro himself. And if you don't know anything about the industry, know this. Tim Sells, Mr. Eric Worre, and all of the leaders that he has on there are the best in the business. And Stephane said it himself. He had to learn the skills. We all have to learn the skills, because you have to be bad before you're good and be good before you're better. So, Stephane, thank you so much. You're just fantastic. What can I say? We just love you. And Anthony Moreland, what would we do without you? You are the best co-host ever, especially when my internet went out and I had my meltdown. This kid is wonderful. Right. And then Stephane goes, oh, I can do it tonight. So thank you, Stephane. And so we're going to unmute the lines. Please let Stephane know how much we appreciate him. And remember, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Listen from Stephane is one of the master, not only trainers, but he didn't get it out of a book. He lived it. He did it. He does it. And I want to go up to be Stephane and Claudio when I get big.
Muchas gracias, Stephane.
Oh, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Stephane. Gracias.
Merci, Stephane.
Thank you so much,
Stephane.
Stephane.
Thanks,
Very good,
Stephane. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
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 you.
you so much.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so very, very much. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Same RX time, same RX channel.
Yes.
Bye-bye now.
Fuerte abrazo a todos. Bye.
A la próxima.
Sí,
Claro
me
que sí.
habla español, pero no francés. Love you all. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
I've got to go land the falcon. She
Okay.
was hungry.
Okay. All right.